Hi everybody! Hi Tama!
Hi.
Dun, 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 dun. That was a kind of boring episode 5.
Yeah,
Maybe the weakest episode of the season.
this episode was like, it was named Eastwatch, but maybe it's like a play with word, like watch your east, watch watch your back. A lot of
Right.
So-
Like Varys and Tyrion,
Yeah, Varys
they're
and
not
Tyrion.
happy about Daenerys and her decisions.
yeah, and they're basically hiding stuff from her. Their conversations and comparing her to her dad and stuff like that,
Right.
not in front of her face.
Right.
You
right.
have
That's
Jamie,
foreshadowing, major foreshadowing.
Yeah, you have Jamie and Tyrion
About Cersei.
Cersei, and you have in the north all this
Littlefinger. Right, Littlefinger talking to the lords.
Right, behind John's back. So you have Eastwatch,
And also
your back.
Sam is going behind the Maester's back in this episode. Okay.
So the game is still on. Don't forget about that. Last episode we showed you this huge, beautiful dragon. Making everything looks easy.
Right.
But
There's the day after.
There's the after. There's still conniving. There's still conspiracies.
Right. And you have people with their personal beliefs and sensibilities. I like that. I don't like that. So a lot of play. Okay. But still, some interesting stuff happened at the beginning when you see Tyrion walking in the field of carnage, all the dust and smoke. That was eerie.
Yeah, and like in the Pompeii ruins, you see like the people, statues, they're like statues still like in their position when they died. So after like this nerdgasm of the last episode,
Yes.
it ended like in a boom and we see the dragon finally, burning people.
Finally.
We now see like the
Yeah.
other point of view, the cost of war. It's
Right.
not that romantic. It's not that pretty.
Right, and this is Tyrion's point of view. They're giving us Tyrion's point of view, and Tyrion's point of view is he's not happy about that at all.
No, he's not happy about that. She went against his counsel, and he's watching his his house basically, being burned like that. It's very cruel.
And humans also being burned. And then she tells everybody she has the dragon behind her. She looks like this mythical figure on a hill. Bend the knee or die.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting. This scene. You have this mythical creature, the Leviathan. Like we talked one of our previous videos from back then.
Back in the day.
Like this mythical creature that the killer of pride in political science is like this creature, or let's call it the state, or like this ruler, this monarch, this sovereign that is so powerful that everybody agrees to give up their freedom in order to gain their safety.
Right, give up their guns.
Yeah, and Thomas Hobbes, the one that coined it, talked about this Leviathan from Book of Job, like the killer of our pride that is so powerful that you need it for stability. You need it for all the children of pride who are the lords and stuff like that to bow.
But there were two lords there who were too proud to bend the knee and accept the power of the dragons, the Tarleys.
Yeah.
They stood their ground.
Yeah, I like that. I saw something new there. Like the reason Tarly gave, I don't want to bend the knee, because you're a foreign invader.
Right, because Tyrion told him, you already switched alliances, so this queen or that queen, who cares?
So there's something new. He rather die for his country, basically. That's something like, kind of, I don't know, maybe not that modern as we like to think, but entirely denies Daenerys her heritage and basically call her a foreign invader.
Right, you were never here.
Yeah, and with a foreign army, and I will not bend the knee to a foreign invader. So it's like a patriotism that plays like a role here. Suddenly, it's not only the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, not the Game of Thrones. Because if it's the Game of Thrones, then you lose. Okay, he lost. He fought against Robert in Robert's rebellion. Then he fought with Marjorie. He wasn't with the Lannisters, and he switched to the Lannisters, but he won't switch to her because to him she's something else.
So that gives you like a glimpse of Daenerys' problems. Even without burning people, it won't be that easy.
Right. Right, and their punishment wasn't beheading. it was burning alive by
Yeah.
dragon fire.
Yeah. And before the show spoon-fed us that it's like her father.
Burning father and son.
Yeah, alive.
Starks alive. Right, but then afterwards, Tyrion and Varys, when they talk, Tyrion says she's not her father, and Varys agrees, no, she's not. So maybe it means that she still has redeeming qualities, as you alluded to last video, and maybe also she won't get to be the queen.
Yeah, maybe.
I think also if we're talking about POV, about Tyrion's point of view, seeing all the carnage, we were introduced to the Tarleys last season, and Randall Tarley, he was a horrible person, and his son Deacon was a dick and annoying, but they switched actors to a very likable actor for Deacon, and suddenly Tarley Sr. is very respectful, and to the point, and then she burns them. I think the reason that they made us like them and empathize with them is to make us understand, look what she's doing to these people, because we're not seeing any of that from her point of view. This is all like the victim's point of view. You see the soldiers, when the dragon burns them, all the soldiers bend the knee, even those who didn't bend the knee. So, I don't know. That was ominous.
Yeah,
all this. Like people think that we're too hard on Daenerys, because we're saying that she's going to be crazy, but this is what the story. This is the story gives us clues, and I don't know.
Yeah, well,
let's look at the clues.
Without saying crazy, we said like a mad king, not necessarily crazy, but
megalomaniac.
Yeah, she's megalomaniac. She's claimed that she has a birthright to a place she never visited before now. She's on an ego trip, and she has a dragon. So
3 dragons.
Yeah. So I would like it better for her to become like this semi-villain character,
right?
Than this savior again.
Of course.
Yeah, so
of course,
that's like the story. I think the big part of the story is to change our perspective.
Right.
Towards the character.
Right. We're not upset that this is happening. We're very happy that this is happening. We've been waiting for it. Let her dragon loose. This is what we want.
Exactly. And I don't know if you noticed, but she wears black gloves.
That's racist.
I think Cobra Commander had black gloves too.
Now I'll never rule the world!
When she's confronted with Jon, Jon doesn't like it. She said, basically, the ends justify the means, which is a dictator's excuse and a revolutionary excuse before you behead people and execute them or send them to the gulag.
Right. Once I'm there, I'll be a good queen. Now I have to be a bad queen because the game is bad.
Yeah.
And then this is the wheel, basically. Everyone makes rationalizations and justifications for themselves why they are different than the other ones.
Yeah.
They're really cruel. We're just using cruelty because we need to. Okay, so let's go to another cruel queen, Cersei. Cersei Lannister. So she lost her army.
Yeah.
But she has a plan to use the gold to buy sell swords, the Golden Company.
Yeah.
Jaime, we were very afraid that Jaime will die, but amazingly he didn't die. Incredible. And now he's back in King's Landing, and it seems like he's ready to bolt.
Yeah.
He's ready to bolt.
Yeah. We see the foreshadowing here for the upcoming rift between him and her. Jaime and Cersei.
Right, he says this was just one dragon. She has 2 more.
And why do we need this? I mean, really, why do we need this? Because father, that's like he's dead, and
but she has an ace up her sleeve.
Yeah, that's she. I don't know about that.
So we speculated in our latest prediction video that the reason that she jumped on him, like the previous episode or whatever, is because she wanted his seeds. She wanted to be pregnant of him and not of Euron before she marries Euron.
Yeah.
So then when he kills Cersei, if he kills Cersei indeed, it will be even more tragic because he's going to kill his son.
His son or daughter, Cersei is still unbent, She still thinks she can win this.
So dragons, so big deal they have dragons.
Yeah. She seems like she's, preparing the bunker for her last days, I think. She has something up her sleeve. She's willing to think about this arms ceasefire
With Daenerys.
with
right.
Daenerys.
Right. She's much more flexible than we thought she'd be.
Yeah, but I don't buy it. Do you buy it? I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
No, she's flexible in the way she used to be all power. Power is power. Now she's cunning. She thinks
True.
outside the box. So she says, okay, let Daenerys and her fellows bring over a dead white,
Yeah.
whatever, an alive white.
A
Who
brilliant
cares?
plan.
And then, I don't know, like she's stalling, she wants whatever to regroup and all
Yeah.
that. She still wants the throne. So basically, Tyrion was the one who sold them the plan.
Yeah.
I was a little bit underwhelmed by the reunion, the Jaime Tyrion reunion.
Yeah, they
Meh.
glossed over it. They rushed it.
Wasn't dramatic.
No, it wasn't dramatic.
Even Peter Dinklage, like he's losing his mojo. Peter Dinklage, he's become Tyrion himself. I don't know. I thought he played that badly. Jamie, Nikolai Kroster-Waldo,
yeah.
whatever. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah. I
But-
don't think they care anymore. They don't care, like we don't.
No, I'll take it like we don't. So basically, Bronn played him to Jamie, to the whatever, the cells, and then apparently Cersei had a camera over there, and she's like, I knew you were there. Don't betray me again. Oh,
Looking at the camera.
he will betray you again.
Yeah.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart. You broke my heart.
Maybe the the hero of the episode for me, essentially the hero of King's Landing, was Davos Seaworth. He's a very good actor. He plays Davos perfectly. He's always unassuming and funny and like understated.
Yeah.
And he goes and gets Gendry. Come on, he said, I thought you were still rowing.
You see, they listen. They listen to us. Yeah, they listen and they laugh at us.
This was also kind of ridiculous. Like, he was ready to go. Like, yes, where are we going? Where are we going? I have my hammer.
Yeah. Is his father's son.
He's proud of
Father
it.
was famous with his war hammer.
But there was some interesting politicking in Winterfell. You saw Sansa holding court, all the lords yapping, complaining, but saying, oh, maybe we should have chosen you, Sansa, to lead us. She's like,
Yeah.
you're too kind.
Yeah.
You're too kind, no. And she understands, and she tells Arya,
Yeah.
we need to work together. Like, she understands the game, and Arya, she's not in the game. She's
No, Arya is like still a child. It's like she's still
sneaking around.
sneaks around, being like this cat, like she was in the first season.
And she's being played.
And she was played, and also she's like, wait, she's talking to Sansa. Wait, I can see that. You have this ambition. You want it.
You want what? That she doesn't say.
I will not name that yet because then the plans will be ruined. But she
if-
wants something. I guess we guess she's gonna be queen. We want her to be queen. It will justify her
Yeah.
character.
We want her to be queen because that's like the best conclusion to the story.
Yeah, we think.
Not because she's more worthy than.
No.
I don't care about that. And also, and then Arya goes off and trails Littlefinger, and we think that she's so awesome the way she breaks into his room, but he plays a whole different game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's good at her thing, a ninjaing thing.
Yeah.
He's like a Jedi master, so he plants, I'm guessing, a different scroll, not the scroll that he got, that maybe says that he betrayed. I know what the scroll says. Boom, boom. That he became the Lord of Harrenhal. And that proves that he betrayed Stark, because afterwards he became the Lord of Harrenhal.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what do you think?
Bottom line, the Stark reunion, the ideal, the idyllic reunion is not idyllic anymore, and Very interesting what's going on here.
Right. It's like anticlimactic. And okay, so Littlefinger, he's like knowledge is power. Maybe Arya will end up saying, yeah, power is power. Bitch.
Yeah. Speaking of knowledge is power.
Yes. Yes, my lord.
Sam,
yes.
So I like every scene with the Maesters. I always like it.
Right. This is like a board meeting or something.
Yeah, faculty meeting, you
Faculty
can say.
meeting, yes.
And they like discuss the daily events, and
It's
conveniently Sam is there, and they speaking about the note from Bran,
Right.
from Bran. Actually, they're pretty, they're decent about it.
Right.
I would say they're not like ha 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 ha.
Right,
This
right.
is so stupid. They're like, they're debating on it. They're using,
Right.
logic.
Right.
And
right.
basically, one of the oldest logic, scientific tricks since the Middle Ages is the Occam's razor. Like the simplest
Right.
explanation is most likely
Right.
the real explanation. And they're like, okay, what's more reasonable? That conquerors trying to divide us and strategically move our troops to the north,
Right.
or there's a raven with 3 eyes that sees everything, and there's dragons and dead people. So
Right.
I liked it.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. Like Sam was giving them like his spiel. If you put all your weight in it and you say that this is true, scientific, and approved, you'll give your seal of approval, then everything will change. The armies will go north. So that shows that the Maesters have a lot more power than we have seen so far. Usually they're just like advising and you can disregard their advice. But now Sam says, if you take this seriously, then the entire realm will take it seriously. He doesn't take it too seriously, but he's still a good guy. They're good guys. They're not like the lords. They're not
Yeah.
assholes. It's like, okay, let me think about it.
Yeah.
Maybe. And he doesn't have the heart to tell Sam that his dad is dead.
Yeah.
So, like, showing us, they're basically good guys. They're just like
They're bureaucrats,
bureaucrats,
They're
right?
bureaucrats.
They have
And
to
everything is
move
moving,
along
like,
with the times.
They're part of a system that is like very meticulous and slow, and that their perspective is not like what will happen in the next 2 weeks, but like hundreds of years of history, and that kind of they see only the forest and they don't see the trees, and the White Walkers inside.
It's the other way around. It's only the trees don't see the forest.
Yeah, Sam is giving up his dream.
Right.
He's going to spread the knowledge,
Yeah, he took some discount key, took some information, downloaded shit on his computer, now he's going and saying, the end of the world is coming, the end of the world is coming.
Yeah. Here's some knowledge.
But before that, where like the Maesters weren't taking his knowledge seriously because he's not in the clique, he's not in the elite. He's like, who are you again, please, son? And then when he was working in Gilly, who's not part of his elite at all, she's basically reading to him that Jon is not Jon Snow, he's Jon Targaryen. They're just like, whoop, moved up, moved on quickly. But she said like the marriage between Rhaegar and Elia, whatever, from Dor Martell was annulled. So that means that he married Lyanna Stark officially, legally, which means that Jon Targaryen is the heir to the throne.
Yes.
He's before Daenerys Targaryen.
Before Daenerys, true. He's before Daenerys.
Because she's like the heir's sister, he's the heir's son.
Yes.
Lawful son.
Yeah.
So they're related officially, also not just by blood, but by genealogy, official genealogy of the realm. Boom.
Yeah, so she is
His
his
aunt.
aunt. Yeah, she's John's aunt.
Okay, but we'll talk about it in prediction videos and such. So let's focus on Jon. Jon Targaryen. I really like Jon Targaryen this episode. I thought he was a badass, and let's keep it real. He basically won over everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody trusts him. Everybody believes in him. He got Daenerys to change her plans, and Tyrion went and did his bidding to Jaime, to Cersei, and now he's going beyond the wall. So I don't know. He's doing great. He's doing great. We were hard on him because he's like not very political, and he's very goal oriented. But that's what the realm needs, someone to be goal-oriented and not to put himself in front of the others, and even told Daenerys, I trusted you, trust me. You want to kill me, you can kill me. And so he doesn't threaten anybody's ambition and stuff. I think he's very good at disarming other people. I liked him. Also, you know who else liked him? Drogon liked him. What does that tell you?
That he's a Targaryen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a Targaryen. Like, you know, everybody knows already. Not a big surprise there.
But Daenerys was surprised. She was like, what is happening?
Yeah, she likes him. She likes him. They're gonna kiss next season. Yeah.
Right. Like the tables have turned. First, when he came to the throne, she was like, I am Daenerys Targaryen, blah, blah, blah. But now she's like, this queen has gotten used to you here, to you being here. And she's like looking at him and stuff. So yeah, she likes him.
Yeah, I thought the plot, you know, of going to fetch a white, like a zombie, to bring it back to Cersei.
And I hope that doesn't happen in the books.
I thought it was pretty stupid. Have the King of the North going all the way, risking his life to bring a proof back to a queen that is his enemy instead of just burning her or like sieging her or something like that. Like what Cersei was finally saying, you're right, let's put everything aside and just fight the White Walkers and then
we'll settle it.
We'll settle it and I will, you know, after that you can burn me or...
No. That was kind of forced.
It's kind of stupid, I don't know. It seems like it serves more as a plot device for like, you know, scattering everybody around again.
And reuniting a lot of people because he
different place. Yeah.
Right. Okay, Jorah also came back. That was very cool. He came back, then he left. I'm glad that he left. I don't like him with Daenerys. I prefer when he's far away from her. Oh, he's like, Daenerys, Khaleesi. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And also, so they go to the wall, go to Eastwatch by the sea, and there they meet the Brotherhood without banners and the Hound. So there's like a new reunion over there. And the conversation that they had, like when Beric says, well, the Lord of Light has sent us, blah, 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 blah. That's basically like the books talking. Yeah. And then the Hound says, Beric, shut up. Are we going or not? Shut up, you cunt.
Yeah.
That's basically the show. Telling us, okay, who the fuck cares about all this side story? Let's just get there and let's see in the next episode what's happening. Because all this...
Because we need to make some money.
So... if you want to watch our extra videos, we have like an archive of 20, I think, extra videos and counting. Be sure to become a patron. Go to patreon.com/GOT Academy. The link is in the description. And subscribe to get all Season 7 content. We'll have a prediction video, as usual, a Q&A video, and another video this week. 4 videos this week. We'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.